It's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and the continuation of Empire of Sin with Al Capone and his gang, The Outfit. I hope you're all doing well, and if you are enjoying the series, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel to watch more. All your support is very much appreciated. So we left Al Capone having just set up his business, and now we are trying to expand a little bit. So we're going to go and try and take another derelict building to see what additional business we can add. And already Maria gets her shots going.
Gotcha.
So my idea here was to try and get the first thug with his shotgun killed as quickly as we could, just because I knew he was at close range, so he could do a good deal of damage. We managed to move Hugh at least to the side for a little bit of protection. I know he's going to be in range of the guy to his left, and I thought, probably mistakenly, that he was going to move without thinking that he was going to be in range. But Maria finishes the job from that close chap for us, which is good. Now, the thugs start moving towards us, and we know action is going to be happening. Getting a good shotgun blast on us, but we've got a decent amount of health, so I'm not too worried. And Alphonse's rain of fire can suppress them very nicely for us, whilst Hugh can also try and kill one off, and he gets the kill. So although I want to move Maria closer, it's going to be a bad idea. So I chance her getting some shots off, but sadly all three were a miss. Luckily Hugh is quite safely protected, and Alphonse manages to finish the deal by killing the moving thug. So there's only one chap left, and it was pretty easy for Alphonse to just go point blank and get rid of him. So we decide to set up this time another speakeasy, just because it's more money and we've got a good surplus of booze for the minute. So it doesn't seem like there's much point in us getting another brothel at this stage whilst we've got that additional booze.
You got it.
So once again, we are pretty short on cash, so we need to try and do something to get a little bit more cash. But building wise, we've got some a good number of rackets now. That sort of northeastern corner is pretty solidly ours. The Donavons to the south have got the sort of centre of this neighbourhood, but I'm sure we will encroach on them at some point. So I want to have a look, and I see a mission that we can promote someone to an advisor, which is a pretty easy mission for us to complete. So I want to promote Maria. So we're going to make her our advisor.
Woohoo!
So she'll boost loyalty. She doesn't get any more profits, but it gives us a mission reward as well, so 500 gold. Plus we just hit our payday. And now I'm interested to try and confront the Black Hand members for one of the big missions that we have. And I'm hoping for a decent payday, because I want to try and get these derelict buildings before anyone else comes in and crops them up. And if we are able to, then I know it's going to give us a good amount of income. So we go to the building and we start speaking with the lady here. And we know already that she's part of the Black Hand gang. So they actually have 4 combatants in this, but because we're in a friendly's bar, his troops are also going to take part. Not that Hipsong Tong's guards actually fire a shot in this, it's kind of left to us. They didn't seem to want to get involved, and I'm not sure if that was on purpose by the AI or a little bit of a glitch. But in any case, we get Alphonse to do a point blank 3 round with his Thompson, whilst he hides behind the table, and I'm hoping Hugh is going to finish off this chap. Doesn't quite do it, unfortunately, and I was hoping the Hipsing Tong guard would finish him off, but that was a bit wishful thinking on my part. So I want Maria to have some cover because she's a bit squishy, but I'm also hoping she can kill the lady behind her, and she does beautifully. She hits for 43 there.
It's your grave, buddy.
So they're trying to mark Alphonse here to get more damage on their shots, and they actually do tag Hugh there, unfortunately. And a point blank shotgun to the face for Alphonse is not going to improve his scars. Now I was thinking I could possibly tag 2 of them with Rain of Fire, but in retrospect, not really. So I wanted to try and get a point blank on this Black Hand thug here, hoping Alphonse might get lucky, and he did do very well there. But Hugh has got to finish the guy that's behind us. He's got that shotgun. He can finish the job nicely for 40. And that's his 10th kill with his shotty. Now Maria's got a 33% chance. It's not looking likely that she's going to get anything, but she does actually manage to get 2 hits there. So I was quite pleased with that. I think we got a bit lucky though. And also lucky that this guy decided to use both his action points on the move. So now Alphonse is going to come around and finish this guy off. There's no point hiding behind the walls anymore. They are done for now. But we have taken a decent bit of damage. Hugh, unfortunately, has been hit quite hard. And he misses that point blank range, which was very disappointing. So we have to rely on Maria to try and finish the job. And sadly, she misses her first shot. So the enemy gets another opportunity to do a hit, and they pretty much nearly kill Hugh. But Maria goes into a frenzy and eliminates the last guy. Now we need to heal Hugh up, otherwise he is going to be out of play for quite some time. But the reward from this was a sweet $10,000 on the bodies and a model 1912 shotgun. And that's money that I can use for those derelict buildings to build up a nice neighbourhood business for us. Exactly what we wanted. And I'm going to give the new shotgun to Hugh as a nice little reward for him.
Can I help?
What do you need?
Understood.
And we're going to first aid Hugh as well because he is looking a little rough. So now I was looking for more missions to do. We've got a few main missions. And it would be nice to get even more bankroll if we can, or the start of a process for even more bankroll. And there was a mission up the road to meet the CMA contact. So we wanted to find out who these were.
You got it.
Hipsing Tong here wants me to go to war with the Soltis gang. I wasn't that fussed. I didn't really want to get involved. I'm quite enjoying establishing my little realm in the northeast right now, and I don't want to be messing that up. But now that I've got this cash flow, I'm conscious to upgrade the building that we haven't yet upgraded. So I head straight on over there and get going on that. Now we've got money that we could actually buy some weapons, but I also thought we have some surplus weapons that we could possibly think about selling. And then we get a Saltis gang sit down request, so I quite wanted to go and do that because we've not had much interaction with them. It seems to be me, the Donavons, and Hip Song Ting, predominantly in South Loop.
I'm on it.
So instead, I want to upgrade this because I definitely need to upgrade the deflect. I don't want it to get raided. That would be a pain in the proverbial if the police were to raid it. Fortunately, we've not been doing much street shooting, so our notoriety is pretty good. And we do have a lot of people out on the streets. So I'm quite happy with our street presence at the moment. And it's even better to have two buildings next door to each other because you'll get double the external guards. So we're going to try and pick up another derelict building. Now that we've got that influx of cash, it seems sensible to try and pick up as many as we can and establish more money earning potential for us. So Alphonse has already got a pretty decent shot, but I was thinking, actually, if I move him, he might get a good rain of fire on people. And we can already pin 2 down straight away. Meanwhile, Hugh has also got a 68% chance to finish one off, which I would quite like him to do. And then I think, he's got a shotgun blast, that'll do as well. Particularly with his new increased damage from the new shotgun.
Moving in.
I did forget to swap Maria's weapon there, so unfortunately she was just using her secondary. Alphonse is already going to get hit, so I thought, well, let's just go point blank and hope he gets 3 hits, and luckily he does. And the same with Hugh. Although Hugh is still slightly vulnerable, I thought and hoped he would be in a position to finish off the thug, which he does with a massive 66 damage. So this building was a nice, quick and easy take for us. And we're going to turn it into a brothel. So straight away, again, we're going to do our normal upgrade, the security, deflect and ambience. And we're going to hope for the time not to go into a gang war, that they get the opportunity to upgrade. Saltis gang there trying to push on us and get us to pay them some dollar, but it's not going to happen. They're not even in our neighbourhood, so I'm not too fussed about them at the moment. So I've got a mission to speak to Maria now after we did that quest for Hugh. So we'll have a quick chat to her and see what she wants us to do.
Hey, what's up?
So Maria wants us to try and find someone who's currently in town in another person's casino, one of the Genna crime family's casinos. So we promise her that we will go and find out who or where he is, so she can have a little chat with him. Meanwhile, we still need to have that sit down with the Soltis gang. So I thought to myself, well, now's as good a time as any. Let's head on over to a new neighbourhood and see what they've got to say for themselves. He did request to sit down after all, so he obviously wants something. And our businesses now are making good money. So we're going to travel on over and speak to the Soltis gang.
I'm on it. All right.
I don't like how close you've gotten to that boss and their faction. I want you to break off your business arrangement with them.
I could consider it. The offer was right.
I can give you cash. Take it or leave it.
That's an insult. I'm not taking your pathetic offer.
Are you kidding?
I'm afraid I didn't think it was a big enough offer
Talk to your little friends
to
then.
breaking up our
Maybe I'll
relationship,
get
because he
them
gives us
to
good
end your
bonuses, Hip Sing Tong.
Yeah, right. Good luck with that.
All right.
So we have a little bit of an explore to head back to the taxi. We're going to meet some new gangs on the way. I did try and avoid their guys for a little bit, but
Stop it. Hey.
we run straight into them and meet the Los Hijos de la Llorona, I'm going to say. My pronunciation there is probably being butchered, as per usual, but we give it a go.
Ah, that's class.
And then we're going to head straight home. And we get a nice non-aggression pact from the Donavons there, which I thought was quite handy, considering the fact that they own a lot of the middle territory. If we can avoid a war with them right now, it would be all the better for us. And although we own about a quarter of the buildings, we're doing quite well in the profit share and security in our little region, the South Loop. So we're just having a brief look to compare what's going on in the other regions. But so far we're doing not too bad. And with all this money, we're feeling a little bit flush. We could potentially upgrade some more buildings. Or even consider getting a new associate for the outfit. But my thought was we should probably upgrade our main home, because we don't want that getting raided, because then it will be GG, game over. So we go ahead and upgrade the security here, as well as the production, alcohol quality. So we've got more missions to do. There's one that's a bit of a trek away. Hugh's also upgrading, which is nice to see.
Hot damn.
And we're making about 1,000 mucks now in income, which is pretty good. I want to try and
Looks
keep
like
that
the
up.
cops are eyeing your businesses. To stop cops from casing your records, you can temporarily close them. Or you can try to bribe the cops using the discuss option in the...
Gotcha.
So I want to avoid any trouble with the cops at all. It's not something I want to have happen.
Hey.
So this was a bit of a difficult decision, but I thought we've got the cash. Let's keep the leadership and the morale.
Alright.
It would be a little bit better for us if we could have good morale with our pretty new gang. And this was quite a big test for us for leadership and persuasion. And that dealt with the trouble with Herb. So we didn't get much for it, but it was a little interesting story with the Genna crime family. Probably would come for us if we ended up killing him. So happy to see that we are low on the list of the police. And now I'm thinking it's about time. But then we see Herb has sadly drowned himself in his sorrows and was run over by a train. But life for the outfit has to continue, and we are going to go and grab that other derelict building on the corner of our block.
Stupid jackasses!
Gotcha.
So this one shouldn't prove too much trouble. It's a nice little garage scene. Alphonse actually gets a pretty far off shot there, but they are quite spread out, so I was a little bit cautious that people would be charging on in. So we get a kill instantly with that Overwatch, which is very handy from Hugh. And I think Maria can also sit and do an Overwatch for us with her machine gun as well.
Smack these punks. Time to take out the trash.
So Alphonse going on his little rampage, I was hoping would pretty much killed most of them, or at least pinned them down so they wouldn't want to come in. Because I was conscious that they could do a fair bit of damage to us here. And unfortunately, Alphonse's Rain of Fire finished the turn everyone decides to move, so he is going to take a bit of a beating this turn. As does Hugh with that shotgun to the side. So at this point I'm a little bit worried because there is rather a lot going on and I am concerned. So we heal up Hugh because I don't want him dying. I get a shot off to use up Alphonse's last movement point, and luckily he gets that kill. So here I need Hugh to finish one off as well for us. So he can point blank from here, get us a nice 71 crit, which is just beautiful to see. Meanwhile, I think Maria needs to pin down the chap on the other side for us. And luckily one of her shots gets a hit. But we've still got 3 enemies left and Alphonse is taking hit after hit. To the point where he's down to 36, and if he dies, that is it. He is going to lose his gang and everything else that we've just been building over the last 2 episodes. So I need Alphonse in good cover, not gonna get hit by everyone. Hoping he gets some good shots here, and he does, which was very fortunate. Hugh's gonna have to come over and heal us, return the favour that we gave him, and maybe get lucky with a cheeky little shot. Surprisingly, his shotgun had slightly better accuracy. It was a clean miss, but we'll go for Maria to try and finish the deal here. If she can get closer and help, maybe we can assure ourselves the victory. But then I think, well, she has got her special run and gun. We could do that. But she's close enough that she can get the kill. And with 2 thugs left, they actually do go ahead and split themselves up. Still conscious that Alphonse is a little low on health. He could also do with a cheeky reload, so we're going to swap his weapon out. But actually, it's because he's got no range on anyone. He actually has no line of sight. So we're going to pop him into an Overwatch mode. Thankfully, Hugh gets a nice beastly kill, and we can send Maria out to go ahead and get some shots off for us as well. And that will be that. Some nice loot there. Good bit of dollars as well, which will pay for whatever we choose to build here. Apart from a brewery, because the brewery's a lot, but then I think we're not making too much. We could build another income building, and why not, let's build another casino.
Wins.
So again, there'll be lots of upgrades for us to do here. But we get a nice 4% discount because of Hip Sing Tong.
Gotcha.
And we are making some good progress. The gang's coming along fairly nicely. And we've got a mission nearby in one of our holdings, so why not, let's go and check it out. Hipsington getting involved in yet another war, and we're just not going to even start. It's not a good idea for us. So we need to have a chat with one of our workers and see what she's got to say. So this mission was an interesting one. It was a mission where we needed to upgrade the brothel to full ambience, which would have cost us a lot of money that we just didn't really have. It does give you the option though to borrow said money, and seemingly the mechanic is to go to another gang and they will loan you the money, but I'm sure it would be at a heavy interest rate. And this is also on the provision that they actually have the money themselves to be able to do it. But now we're making about 1,200 a month. I'm thinking, well, that's a pretty good amount for us. We can consider hiring someone else to join the gang, who will take about 2% of that. Alphonse also needs to have a heal, because he's still pretty damaged. And whilst we've picked up some new guns and storage, it's time to upgrade the crew's secondaries. Because we've got quite a few, might as well give them the best that we've got to offer. So now everyone's nice and healed, it's time to look to do some more missions, get that cash flow up again. Because it would be good to get that back up to 1,000 at a go. So we're going to try and inquire about some new missions and see what happens. So we meet this journalist who's saying she wants to get a little Kickstarter to her career, and here's a nice little opportunity for us to earn some leadership or persuasion skills. However you answer the questions here, you get some bonus skills for your leader, which is quite a nice little quest actually. So I kind of pick up here what I think would be the most useful for us and how we're currently playing, and then we make our way to head back to go to the Donovan sit down, who has requested a sit down. I think they've got a similar number of rackets to us. We've still got that 3 out of 5 threat level 1 to obtain in the middle of our northeast quadrant, but we will get to that.
How much were you looking to borrow?
And the sit down turns out actually that it's Donovan being able to loan us the money that we need for that ambience mission.
I can't lend you that right now.
I asked him for £1,000,
Damn it.
but he can't even afford that, so it looks like Donovan is not exactly doing too well himself. Maybe business is hard because he's getting himself involved into a lot of gang wars. So I'm going to start thinking about heading back to my territory. I want to keep my places nice and upgraded. And then I see there are actually a couple of derelict buildings side by side here in the central block that we could pick up. Now we're making a nice grand again. We've got the numbers to be able to pick these up with pretty good ease.
You got it.
So I can only really get one of them straight away, but then I was thinking that if anyone was to move, we would get a nice hit on them, so we could at least keep them nice and contained and then apply pressure going forward. Meanwhile, Maria, she could use her special and maybe even get lucky with a kill. Which she didn't quite get, but she did get 2 hits, which for her was pretty good. Now that was a bit of a risky move for Hugh, and it really didn't pay off.
Bash your head in. I'm coming for you.
So Thug's there getting healed quite nicely, and we're going to take some painful shots here from Hugh. He is going to be in a dangerous position yet again. So we need to take some people out pretty pronto, and Alphonse there also has a crit in the back. So we're looking a little bit vulnerable. So I want to make sure Alphonse survives, so we've got to use that first aid kit on him.
Alright.
And from there, try and get some good shots, which we do get on that neighbouring thug. Grover, meanwhile, he does better from range, so we want to keep him at a distance. He's going to get some decent shots on this thug, and he can do some decent damage as well. A nice calm 30 with his rifle there, which will make Maria's job, hopefully, nice and easy to finish off. And this gives Hugh the freedom to move up and do a point blank. But I'm still conscious that he's injured, so we chuck him back. He can still get a shot off on the chap behind Alphonse. So they're still gonna go on a little bit of a move. And luckily, very luckily for us, they don't get another round of shooting. Because our guys are able to kill them off here and now. So we get a nice shot there from Grover, who's able to do another 50% damage. And we can send in Maria to finish the job. So Hugh sadly took too much damage. He is going to be out for a little bit, which was a bit of a shame, but we have got Grover now, so he can help us should we need him to.
My kind of place. What is this, though?
And another speakeasy for us to try and generate that cash, because we do need that increased cash flow, because our bank account is looking a little bit bare once again. So there are some missions that we need to try and do. That ambience one is not going to happen, but we might be able to find something else to gain us a little bit of cash. And we saw one was to get a mole, and we could possibly do that with Grover, considering he's newly acquired. So now, with the Lost Atlantis all upgraded, we need to consider how we're going to get that influx of cash. Because although we're making 800 a month, we do need to try and do some missions. We've also got to wait for Hugh, though, to try and heal himself. We've got lots of buildings being upgraded in the background, which is good to see. But a little bit of a recuperation for us is kind of needed now.
Yeah.
So we head back to the safe house to try and get some guys to heal. We get a sit-down request from the Soltis. Again, not that fussed by them. They're not in our neighbourhood. We're not really friends with them. So we need to see what goes on. So now, rather than sit and wait, we're making about half the money in the neighbourhood. We're meeting lots of new gangs that seem to be rummaging around the area. 2 new factions in the neighbourhood that will no doubt be wanting to get their grips somewhere in the neighbourhood. And we've got this mission to meet the CMA. So that's what we're going to go and do.
Not bad.
You're asking for it.
Not what I expected, but fine.
What's wrong with you?
Not what I expected, but fine.
And the CMA stands for the Canadian Maple Association, and they want someone to be selling their alcohol to, and they reckon we're a prime candidate for them. And we get a mission to try and, well, poison one of the gang leaders. And that's exactly what we're going to do. A pretty sum of money is too much for us not to take on this job. So we lose that ambience mission, but we're not too fussed because,
Gotcha.
in all honesty, it wasn't really going to be something we were going to be able to do. And now we can see more and more wars are occurring, so the game is getting a little bit more difficult for other gangs, and we are still trying to keep ourselves clear of it for now if we can, but we will see what happens. And now finally, with the neighbourhood crystal clear, we can finally do another attack. We've got Hugh out for quite some time left. Another 12 days, but eventually we're getting back. So for now, we can try our luck at going for him. And I do consider, again, making someone a mole. And I think it's prime time to make Grover a mole. We can send him to Hipsing Tong, partly because we actually need him dead. And with that, Grosvenor is gonna go and become a mole for us. Our first little spy. He gets us that mission and a nice $5,000. Now we need to wait up for Hugh a little bit and also to see what the mole will do. But join us in the next episode when we find out. In the meantime, if you are enjoying the Empire of Sin series, do check out more. Leave a like on the video to show you are enjoying it and to leave your support. Subscribe to the channel for more videos. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.
Gotcha.